The Indiana Fever have done it again, ladies and gentlemen, with a complete team effort led by one Caitlin Clark. They were able to defeat another heavy hitter in the WNBA right now, as the Indiana Fever defeated the Seattle Storm 92-75 behind a very dazzling performance from one Caitlin Clark, as she put up 23 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, and Cece was in her bag throughout this entire game. She was definitely challenged. She stepped up to the challenge, and I'm very impressed. As the Indiana Fever have now notched 2 wins after the All-Star and Olympic break concluded, and they are looking like the most dangerous team in the WNBA right now. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony the Savant. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to know what you all have to say about these topics. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Indiana Fever, they were bombing from the 3-point line, making their way into the paint, being aggressive. This was just another complete game from the Indiana Fever, up and down, much like the game versus this Phoenix Mercury was. You had a lot of Kelsey Mitchell. You had Caitlin Clark getting in where she fit in, and then it was just a complete team effort after that. But once again, Caitlin Clark had 23 points on 9 of 19 shooting. She also went 3 of 10 from the 3-point line. And I've seen a lot of, the Caitlin Clark fans, man, I think they are getting just as bad as the LeBron James fan. Because you would assume, I was on WNBA Twitter, you would assume that Caitlin Clark did everything by herself, the way her fans were acting online. And it was just getting kind of ridiculous, when you look at this team, they're one of the better constructed teams in the league. They have fantastic guard play, fantastic defensive effort, essentially a defensive stalwart in Lexi Hall. And then you got the post presence from Aaliyah Boston. This team is stacked. When this team is clicking and they are playing and they're hot, they are one of the more stacked teams in the WNBA, as they have a plethora of options that they can explore and exploit throughout a game. And we're talking about just not the 3-point shooting from Caitlin Clark. We're talking about the guard play and shiftiness of Kelsey Mitchell. Of course, Aaliyah Boston is a force in her own right. She wasn't very productive on the scoreboard today. I think she only had 9 points this game. Let me double check my math. Yep. But she was able to notch 15 boards and 8 assists, which is just another facet of the game, that a lot of people don't account for. But you got to have those boards and you got to have some helpers, especially if everybody else is going to be doing the scoring. Sometimes you're going to have to be the facilitator. But again, this team has so many options. They have so many different ways that they can beat you. And I think a lot of people aren't really appreciating that, because I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Indiana Fever. All right, I'll be honest. I love it. Again, when they are hot and they playing, they look like a dang on super team. But this game was one, kind of went back and forth, started off kind of close, but then the Indiana Fever were able to pull away. Just to speak about the Seattle Storm, this team is very impressive, one of the better teams in the WNBA. Again, I think they have the 4th seed right now. So if you haven't been paying attention, the Seattle Storm are definitely one of those teams you should be looking out for to be in championship contention in the next few weeks here, as I believe it's only about 12 to 15 more games left in the season. But I truly believe that the Indiana Fever will be in the mix come playoff time, and this was a good challenge for a team like the Indiana Fever, who was struggling the first half of the season. Were able to find, a little bit of their way last game, and they look like they've had, a good offseason, a good break, I should say, between the All Star game and now. But Seattle Storm, uh, they got 26 big points from the star guard Jewel Lloyd, also a gold medal Olympian. She was one of the contributors and members of the Team USA team. She was doing her thing yesterday with 26 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. She was not very efficient though, to say the least. And I'm looking at the board right now. Nobody was really efficient for the Seattle Storm, especially not their big three. Skylar Diggins Smith, one of my favorite players, she had 15 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, 4 rebounds, 6 of 17 shooting. Very bad on 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. Very, very bad. And it's amazing that the Seattle Storm only lost by 15 points because again, between the big three, they were not having a very good night. Nika Agwumake, another one of my favorite players, 14 points. She started off the game pretty hot in the first quarter. And then just kind of tapered off from there, unfortunately. But she did contribute on the defensive side of the basketball. She had 4 steals, 1 big block. Chipped in 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and she shot 5 of 15 from the field, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. Again, the Seattle Storm, they are one of the formidable teams, and this game doesn't really speak to that. They just had a bad game. I believe that they will bounce back. And the Indiana Fever were just a problem. They were bombing from the threes, especially in the fourth quarter. It was like there was nothing the Seattle Storm could do. They just had to sit through it, and unfortunately for them, they were the team on the other side. We got to sit through it as fans, but they had to sit through the barrage as the opponents. Once again, on the Indiana Fever side, though, we had 23 points from Caitlin Clark, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. She also shot 9 of 19 from the field, 3 of 10 from the 3-point line. She was doing her thing. Not very efficient. Not a very efficient night for her, but she would still be able to contribute in other ways. Of course, that facilitation of hers is second to none. She was finding teammates all evening. And she also had 5 turnovers. Now, she had 5 turnovers last game, and I brought that up in the sense of they weren't bad turnovers. Her last game, she had a couple healthy turnovers, but this game, she started out with 2 turnovers in the first quarter. I believe she may have had 3 or so. But what I'm noticing is that she gets the mistakes out of the way early. So, yes, as a total, she's still racking up a lot of turnovers, but she's dispensing them out a little bit more, and she's not turning the ball over during critical moments, especially in the fourth quarter. So I think that's to be noted, when we discuss CC's turnovers. Yes, they're still looking the same as far as statistically wise, but they're not the same turnovers, in my opinion, when we, tallying up how valuable those turnovers. She's not, and let me say this as well, when she does turn the ball over, she is recovering on the defensive side of the basketball. So it's not so much, a turnover being converted to a basket. She's been raising her defensive awareness. Just as a team, the Indiana Fever has been raising their defensive awareness to their credit. We had Kelsey Mitchell, who I got a hot story about her. And they just crossed my desk. We're gonna make another video talking about Miss Kelsey Mitchell. But she led the way with all scores with 27 points. She was hitting bombs all night. She went 5 of 8 from the 3-point line. I definitely remember she hit a big 3 to kind of seal the deal, if you will. There was still a lot of time on the clock, but she hit a big 3 in the fourth quarter. That kind of was the dagger. 10 of 19 from the field altogether. She also pitched in 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 block, and 3 big steals. Again, this Indiana Fever team are clicking on both sides of the basketball, and it's my opinion. No, it's just a small sample size, but they're the hottest team in the WNBA right now. Lexi Hall, who is kind of like underrated, one of the more underrated contributors to the Indiana Fever success. 3 and D player, if there ever was one in the WNBA, as she typically takes on the toughest defensive assignments in the parts of the game that matters, more so in the fourth quarter than in the other parts of the game. But she had 22 points. I believe that was a career high for her. And also, she had 4 big threes in the fourth quarter to seal the deal. Let me say this, to help seal the deal, as she hit 2 back-to-back threes within like a minute of each other, with under a minute, that just kind of stopped the Seattle Storm's momentum in its tracks. Lexi Hall was the difference in that matter. And again, just providing good defense at the end of the game on Jewel Lloyd and Skylar Diggins-Smith. Again, I love me some Lexi Hall. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. I seen her on her Twitter. She put her page as a Lexi Hall fan account now. that's dope. Really giving your teammate their flowers. But again, this game was just, only way I can really describe it. Sorry, y'all, trying to clean up the studio. Only way I can really describe it is that it was an impressive team effort. Again, the Caitlin Clark fans will lead you to believe that it was Caitlin Clark and no one else. Don't fall for the cap. The Caitlin Clark fans are just as bad as the LeBron James fans, ladies and gentlemen, in the sense of when something goes well, they are going to hoop, holler, scream, twerk. It's like, bro, just relax. It's one game, and she got to win. This is just as bad as the LeBron James fans, y'all. After LeBron James won his gold medal, the LeBron James fans are back out in the streets. We didn't see them all off season long, as they were embarrassed out of the playoffs by the Denver Nuggets. But the moment the moment Team USA won they gold, these fools was back outside twerking, screaming, hollering, grabbing every foghorn they could to announce their devotion to LeBron James. And these Caitlin Clark fans are just like that, man. I'm starting to notice it's a very bad trend going on. Whenever she has a bad game, you can't find them. And when she has a good game, they're harassing you nonstop. So if I can, as a Caitlin Clark fan, speak to my fellow Caitlin Clark fans, chill, man. It's just one game. It's just one game. And Caitlin Clark has yet, and I'm not trying to crap on her parade, but Caitlin Clark has yet to win anything of significance. She's got all these amazing records. Yes, we all are impressed by that. Her being 22 years old and playing this level of basketball, I won't, I won't say that it's not impressive, but we got to quit treating every win like it's a championship. Like y'all ain't got to pop champagne every time the Indiana Fever wins. So I'm just noticing that, that kind of caveat that's going on. And I just want the Caitlin Clark fans, I ain't nobody really that important, but if y'all do hear this video, man, just chill, man. Just let the girl mature, because Caitlin Clark ain't doing all of the dancing. She ain't doing all of the gloating. She takes her wins humbly. She takes her losses humbly. She does talk her crap on the court, but I'm not mad at that. That's competition. But the fans, man, y'all got to reel y'all self in. I think social media has given fans a little bit too much damn power and too much of a voice, because, man, I can't go nowhere and just post about Caitlin Clark peacefully. You know what I mean? It's just like, I appreciate the likes and all, but it's getting kind of ugly. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all on this video. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily. We stay busy here on this platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm interested to know what y'all got to say about these topics. I am Tony the Savant. Peace.